Get it?
And here we are, we've got it. Oh,
Lunatic-Hai certainly have it.
Oh,
Rogue.
yeah.
Where's the Rogue fan leader?
Oh.
Maybe that cheer went off
No,
when
no,
we were getting
the
it.
cheer's actually happening in Twitch chat. That's why we missed it. Sadly, we don't have Twitch chat open during the match, so we don't get to hear the hype levels there. But I'm sure the global fans are cheering for Rogue in their own minds.
And this is the exciting point, Papa Smithy, when we can see these compositions be locked in.
Hey. We got to wait 15 seconds for the exciting point. This is the part where Mickey's locking in
But this
a
is where we get
Risa.
to ask all of the questions, Papa Smithy. When Mickey's locking in the Risa, of course.
Mickey in this map. Focus onto Rogue. Rogue have the big job today. They need to be the team to beat Lunatic-Hai to realistically have a chance to force their way through. So looking over the comps, pretty standard on the side of Lunatic-Hai. It is the Diva from Zunba that we spoke about. No sighting of the Soldier or the Zarya. Initial trades coming through. Whereas on the Rogue side, again, no surprises just yet, but NiCO on the Diva.
Yeah, already demec'd as well on the side of Zunba, so good sign for Rogue to try and solidify things early on.
All the opening salvos here before we see a pick. First pick is actually from winz. Lucio taking down the Genji.
Yeah, wow, this is a big deal. Possible first cap. And of course, I mean, we're talking about this. There's still plenty of time for Lunatic-Hai to come back and take control.
Right, exactly.
However, first impressions are important in a series like this.
But it's so hard to get the first cap on this particular point because you have to continue fighting on Village before you drop down. Lunatic-Hai twice have tried to drop down. This time Rogue, with 2 picks onto Zunba and Tobi, have done enough, but still the point's not captured.
Yeah, should be able to take control here as Whoru is able to get 1 pick, but it's not enough. And Miro being down is a huge deal. Some of the only tank left available and can't really dive onto that point just yet. And AKM feeling pretty comfortable to try and get to this high ground as well.
You mentioned the hype of the different matchups. Miro and Nox, best Winston in the East versus best Winston in the West. For now, actually, Nox does have a significant advantage in propping up the Primal Rage. Look at this. EscA's actually snuck onto the point. He's capping it.
Yeah, and Rogue also, I mean, they use the sound barrier, but you're exactly right. It is going to be recapped, and EscA being very, very sneaky gets in there and delays a lot of this percentage. It'll be retaken, but that is good time bought as Transcendence does go down on the side of Rogue.
It's on the side of Lunatic-Hai. Actually, they're trying to hold on to the point. They don't want to give up the instant cap. Watching AKM for now shut down. No picks from AKM from the tack buy. This is so close.
Yeah, this is massive, but Lunatic-Hai are taking control. That is very close to the team wipe. It's only Soon left alive.
So the Transcendence stuff looked like it was to buy time, but they got positioning. Didn't have to invest many further ultimates and never actually gave up the recap to Rogue. So Rogue getting the first cap. Backdoor by EscA, and even during that time, the 5 members of Lunatic-Hai stayed strong, didn't give over multiple picks. EscA managed to regroup with the team, and they won the further fight. So Lunatic-Hai now in full control.
AKM, though, is able to at least get the pick onto ryujehong once again. Some of those question marks possibly still there from that previous series against AOD.
They still have 2 ults. They can buy time for him to get back on.
Pulse bomb, not going to get the stick. Yet as Nox takes down WhoRu one more time. AKM is going to be taken down, and the self-destruct gets a kill onto winz. This could be important as Rogue are able to answer back. Soon actually popping off on the Tracer right here, gets a double kill.
A lot of cleanup from Soon, a lot of damage in the cleave coming through, allowed the picks to come through. So again, we see the switch over. Pretty big investment from Rogue. They still have the self-destruct to buy time, but Transcendence coming up now. So suddenly, put very much the microscope onto Lunatic-Hai because they need to eco-push. They need to actually build up their ult economy because right now they're very dry.
Yeah, very close to the double support ultimates, which have been so important, especially in the current meta. However, not there just yet. And it's Rogue with a lot of control. AKM once again up on this high ground, trying to soften everyone up. Has that tack visor available if he wants it. And the Transcendence, yeah, he's going to go down from Rogue. And ryujehong actually used his as well. So everyone just utilizing all the ultimates that they can. Sound barrier goes down. Tobi still has his on the side of Lunatic-Hai. WhoRu doing the best cleanup, but he's just not able to get it done. And Rogue, that's the team wipe onto Lunatic-Hai. It looks like that control point issue is most certainly still there, at least slightly, Papa Smithy.
I mean, the tank play from Nox and NiCO really on point. Looking at NiCO especially to see who would win the Diva battle of being able to shut down DPS. So far, advantage over to Rogue. Really nice play there. There's still going to be one final enclosure. AKM has the tack visor. Hasn't popped it yet.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise dive, and there goes the tack visor, but immediately answered. EscA grabs a double. Soon goes down as well. Both DPS now dead as Lunatic-Hai are cleaning up. Miro's dead, but is it enough to get rid of a lot of this damage. uNKOE's just trying to throw some balls around, but it's just not going to be enough. Lunatic-Hai have maintained a fair bit of control here. They get that retake at 99% on the side of Rogue.
It's a big mistake there from Rogue. They went too aggressive trying to get an entry pick to stop there actually being a true 6v6. And Lunatic-Hai took a different path, exposed them in many different ways. And even though they had ult disadvantages, get the cap again. So we've seen multiple swings, which is hype given what we're hoping is going to be a 5-map series. AKM still has the tac visor because he was killed so quick into popping it.
Well, that is certainly handy. Not going to use it just yet. There it is. Attack visor goes down.
Low value. Almost no value.
Not necessarily finding the targets that he wants. Miro takes a bit of damage, but he's just hanging out on the roof, as monkeys do like to do. Now going to be able to at least get onto the point, but once again, we're into overtime. There's a Dragon Blade from Whoru, but he goes down extraordinarily low. Has to get out of the fight, but doesn't escape Soon's damage. Because overtime's still ticking down. We've got the cap coming up, and Rogue are looking to try and turn it into overtime. Their side of the point. Lunatic-Hai still have a lot to work with. Sound barrier goes down, but they can't actually get onto this point. So close to the retake on the side of Rogue, and can they actually get this one to tick over? They just need to push them out. There goes the mech on the side of NiCO, and Baby Diva's going to fall down. Lunatic-Hai throw in the pulse bomb on the side of Rogue, but there it is.
Yeah, Rogue stepped off the point for a second. No sort of leniency to do that. And that was a really close point on Village. Already a couple of different things need to come on the mark, so specifically Rogue in a great spot, pushing too aggressively to get an entry pick and then being exposed. Very nice flanking maneuver coming through from Lunatic-Hai when they had an ult disadvantage. Rogue probably thought that was going to be their first point. Like you said, you're kind of already anointing it the curse of control for the side of Lunatic-Hai, but they pick up their first control map victory. And now the Rogue fans, it's still early. It's only the first map of a best of 3 on the side of Assault, and of course a best of 5 turns the map. We're going to see a replay. Looking for Lucio stepping off the point.
Yep.
That was enough for them to not have the timer, but again, it could all be about the micro decisions. I think that one wasn't going to be consequential. It seemed like the reinforcements wouldn't come in fast enough. But let's focus on this one here on Shrine. Yeah,
the action already breaking out here very, very early on. Both teams just wrestling for that first cap. NiCO is going to be demeched already. EscA's able to take that one down. It may spell Lunatic-Hai getting some control in this point, but no one actually making any serious moves, just trying to get those picks, and AKM is going to answer with that kill onto Whoru.
The fight's still going to continue, though. Positioning for now, advantage Rogue, but AKM's down.
Interestingly enough, we have gone to that triple DPS on the side of Lunatic-Hai. It's Zunba on that soldier. They're making it work quite effectively. The percentage still ticking up for Rogue as they were able to get that first cap.
And that's sort of adaptation we should talk about, but maybe we'll have to talk about it in a second. There's already sound barrier.
Yeah, Rogue have thrown that one down. Nice stick onto the Diva mech, which is very, very important. Tac visor goes down from Zunba there as well, who's just picking up kill after kill. Without that defense matrix, it's so hard. And there it is, Lunatic-Hai. Very close to the team wipe as uNKOE's making his way back.
And adaptation is a thing for Season 3 Apex Lunatic-Hai. Rogue sticking with the same comp meant that Zunba was able to dump damage into the Diva. Diva losing her mech at the start and thus not being able to shut down any of the triple DPS. Zunba had 81% on his tac visor about 30 seconds into the map. And that meant that he had plenty of space to use only one ult. And speaking of one ult,
Whoru is going to throw down that Dragon Blade. Nice reflect, gets a fair bit of damage as he does kill AKM with those Helix rockets. Love that. Lunatic-Hai still able to get 4 kills off it despite Whoru falling down, maintaining control in this point.
But they only had to invest a couple of ults. Tobi and ryujehong both have their support ultimates. NiCO, Walk of Shame, swapping and swapping back to get the mech back up. But only the Primal Rage and now the tac visor available for Rogue.
Yeah, still a lot available here for Lunatic-Hai, and those support ultimates are so incredibly important. Of course, without having that Dragon Blade there, I mean, Transcendent's not necessarily as pivotal.
Oh, uNKOE picked off in the backline. No one peeling for the Zenyatta.
Oh, and losing another one there as well as Nox does go down. It's only NiCO there for that front line, and he's just going to peel away.
It's another reset, right? You know, honestly, it's just basically everyone from Rogue backing away, looking to reset. Zunba even snipes away AKM. Another stagger. There's one serious push left here for Rogue, and it's not like they've had successful eco pushes and are coming in with 6 ultimates. It's basically opening with the Transcendence and hoping to build up a sound barrier during the initial engage. So any more picks, a single pick onto Rogue could be devastating.
Yeah, you can see Whoru and EscA just trying to get themselves into a good position to flank this one as well. EscA has been a bit of a question mark as he doesn't find the stick on the pulse bomb at all. And Transcendence actually going down on the point at the same time as Rogue are trying their very best to try and cap this one out if they can. Got a little bit there, but it's still ticking up for Lunatic-Hai. 97% now, as well as AKM taking a lot of harassment from the side. Rogue do manage to grab a couple of cute kills, and that's another one. AKM, nice snipe on the jump, and finally Rogue get some meaningful picks and switch over the point.
Yeah, really interesting start. uNKOE opening up with the Transcendence. Lunatic-Hai backed away, tried to use Sound Barrier late to have an advantage in terms of health bars and thus the support ult advantage, but still, really nice opening picks from Rogue. Win them the fight. Lunatic-Hai were happy to give them space, because of course they don't need to overinvest. They still have a couple of pushes to come back, and on the next push, they should have both Tac Visor and also Whoru's Dragonblade.
As well as that Primal Rage, which is going to be coming up. The Pulse Bomb hanging out there for EscA as well, but there's the Sound Barrier coming in for Rogue. The D-Mac's going to come out. NiCO's going to possibly fall down. Baby Diva does fall to EscA there. So no more defense matrix available up in here, and the Dragon Blade comes out, but it is going to be the pick as AKM still dealing with this. Tac Visor comes in. You can see the tracking's pretty good.
Beautiful, you might say.
Oh, absolutely. But he's just going to clean up. Nicely done. Oh, God.
We'll leave that one right there,
Yep,
Atlas.
thank you very much, Pop Smithy.
But that was all super interesting. So basically, it was a mind game from both sides. Lunatic-Hai waiting out the Diva mech, then investing both ults, but they got low value, and uNKOE managed to take out Genji in the front line during Dragon Blade, so the peel wasn't there. Now it's basically one emergency push with Transcendence for Lunatic-Hai. They're letting the timer come down. They need exact positioning. Any picks and they're done.
Well, it is going to be the Transcendence popped at exactly the right time here for ryujehong. Is this going to mean that they can get the overextension? Possibly, but Miro's going down extraordinarily low, and EscA is going to be able to get the first pick. So Rogue struggling here a little bit, and soon's going to fall down. Lunatic-Hai should be able to bring this one back, as they're so close to capping this point, and we'll be going straight into overtime. There's the retake, and now it's overtime in favor of Lunatic-Hai, looking to grab their first control point of the tournament thus far, and that's going to be that. Lunatic-Hai coming out of the gate so strong on control.
Yeah, zunba shaking it all around on the guns. Both teams tracking up to 99% on basically every map, but the winner is Lunatic-Hai. Lunatic-Hai, the only of the two teams to show flexibility. Zunba jumping off the Diva onto his favorite soldier. Those are the two big picks for him, and another map.
I get it.
Well, at least Rogue got a cheer this time around.
Maybe they were late to arrive to the studio, of course.
Aha!
The first cheer does always favor the fans to get here early, and coming up the escalator, I saw that, of course, the Lunatic-Hai fans have been camping out for what is probably days at this point.
Well, I was actually here at the studio early, Papa Smithy, and they were too. It was, I believe...
But were you here yesterday? Because I bet there was at least a couple of them, Atlas.
I didn't see many people packing up pop tents, but they could have got it done very early in the morning, Papa Smithy.
The Western fans are starting to get there. They're starting to understand how popular Lunatic-Hai is. Basically, take what you know and multiply it, because literally these guys are K-pop stars here. They are so popular.
Let me just say that Season 2 final was the loudest thing I had ever heard in my entire
We're still
life.
getting our hearing back from that day
Yes.
as we finally get to look at the comps here. Rogue will be on defense to start. Pretty standard stuff from them. If you look down this, NiCO once again not going to be defense on Genji, so just going to be the 2-2-2. Zunba is not going to be playing the Diva. It's going to actually be ryujehong opening up on Zarya. Now this was, of course,
triple tank attack, Papa
one of
Smithy.
his favorite picks when he wasn't playing Ana on stream was the Zarya. So he has a lot of practice on Zarya, but when you have Zunba on the team and he's not playing Zarya, it's always a surprise.
Yeah, that's just giving him credit for his incredible Diva play, and Whoru's going to grab that first pick onto winz, which is very important. Already, uNKOE going to fall down as well, and that is both of the supports taken. This attack already very successful coming out of Lunatic-Hai. They're taking control at this point, almost about to get that first tick, and there it goes.
And well, you think about it, Atlas, and it makes so much sense. You know that NiCO hasn't been showing the Genji. Zarya's always been strong against D.Va. It's always been one of the best ways to microwave down the D.Va. You're able to absorb any damage. All she can do is fire back at you or run away. And JeHong is just basically lighting up Hollywood Boulevard with his picks. He's now onto a sniper. It's not Ana, though. It's going to be the Widowmaker.
And we know ryujehong's incredible Ana play means that it makes sense. You can get some picks here on the Widow. So far unsuccessful, but we'll see what he can do.
What is he doing still, though? He's not getting picks, but this is what Widowmaker does. Buys space and also forces the Winston to dive. If they take out Winston, that's the only frontliner down. Well, we just see sound barrier.
Is going to be the answer here as Lunatic-Hai throw out the Dragon Blade as well. Some picks going down for Lunatic-Hai, who have been able to pick up the more beneficial trades. EscA still trying to poke around. AKM going down so low, but no capitalization completely on that pickoff as EscA, oh, there it is, pops back inside and says, there we are. Finally picks it off, and that is going to be soon going down as well. EscA, we've doubted his Tracer play in the past, but not anymore as he is going to fall. Nope.
JeHong taken out. As we saw JeHong smiling, he's like, well, I just wanted to get some percentage time on Widowmaker. I want to get that stat I was talking about.
He's like, why aren't these shots healing my my teammates? What's going on?
Hey, where's my peel? My self-peel's not there. Where's my grenade?
Zunba, I thought you were here on the roster to try and peel for me, man. What's going on?
Well, I mean, Rogue are the ones that need to peel. They need to peel Lunatic-Hai away from the cart because the cart is still pushing in all this madness.
Well, there's going to be a double kill coming out for EscA here. Grabs on with the pulse bomb onto uNKOE. That is so important. Still just sneaking around. We've got the sound barrier coming in
at all.
Standing up there, and in fact,
waiting out the attack visor.
Yeah, just chilling out. Zunba there, hanging out with him. Ultimate comes down from JeHong, just trying to scope out the rest of the teammates. No pun intended. Oh, there it is. That was a body shot. Nox already going down fairly low. It's another one. Winz. He's going to get sniped.
There's no pressure.
Has taken so much control.
There's just no pressure onto JeHong whatsoever. Nox is kind of busy, looking to tie up the other DPS members, and they're not seeing a switch. Finally, we're seeing Rogue make their first swap of the match. They have NiCO onto the Genji. AKM taken out, just coming out of the door. Now NiCO needs to shut down this Widowmaker.
He's just going to jump down. Does get taken out by uNKOE. Some well-placed orbs are going to work it out, but that kill's going to get answered so quickly, and Lunatic-Hai only lose the Widow and get 4.
Well, success for the Widowmaker. First swap for Rogue, not enough. Felt like NiCO needed to swap earlier, but of course was surprised by the Widowmaker, and there's only so much time you can make those swaps. The Widowmaker is going to be a thing of the past, just jumping onto the Zenyatta that has been his go-to pick, and this is really good time for Lunatic-Hai as they're looking to full push Hollywood.
Yeah. KnOxXx is going to be able to get the dash through onto soon. AKM is going to fall down as well. Only NiCO remaining as far as DPS. And uNKOE is going to fall. Just without that damage threat, this is looking so easy for Lunatic-Hai, who are just getting pick after pick after pick. And Rogue, they can't consolidate at all, even though they have 3 ultimates available.
I mean, consolidation requires a Reinhardt shield to actually get out of spawn because they're being spawn camped on both sides.
Soon is at least able to get something here as Nox is able to take down tobi. That's both supports dead. A big opportunity now for Rogue to answer back. Good reflect from NiCO. AKM's going to Helix Rocket Zunba away from being alive.
Yeah, they finally managed to actually get out of spawn, find an angle, soon getting the pick onto the Zenyatta was the big start there. But Lunatic-Hai, once they lost 2 members, what do? Didn't blow any ultimates, accepted their fates. Only JeHong is short of there being 6 ultimates on the side of Lunatic-Hai. And we were watching the spawn camping that whole time. The payload was pushing as you'd expect, and one more team fight. And this will be the cap from Lunatic-Hai.
Well, there goes the pulse bomb. Gets the stick as well. EscA silencing the doubters right now as Whoru gets a sound barrier. He's got the Dragon Blade. The answering Transcendence was there from uNKOE, but can they wait it out? They at least managed to negate that big knife from the Genji. Otherwise, it's not quite enough. tobi able to pick up a kill onto uNKOE, which is very important. JeHong's going to be able to pick that one up onto soon. So far, it's cleanup as Lunatic-Hai still looking in control. And that cart is going to once again get pushed forward. NiCO gets himself onto the point, but gets pushed away. This is still just parking here.
0.69 meters.
Oh, God, so incredibly close. But Rogue have at least saved it for the moment from that push. Lunatic-Hai eventually just kill everyone. A sound barrier is there. Is it going to be enough? JeHong says no as the Transcendence comes in just to make sure. And it's just more padding of these KDAs out of Lunatic-Hai. We're just picking up as many kills as they like.
This is a really good
spawn.
delay from Rogue, though, because of the winz having the last-second sound barrier. They've actually bought 25 seconds so far. They will finally be the cap. but at least Rogue can feel good that they delayed for about 25 to 30 seconds more than you thought they'd be given credit for. But Lunatic-Hai, they showed a lot of flexibility, and Rogue, short of seeing NiCO swap after point A onto the Genji, were playing their own game, and it feels like Lunatic-Hai read it so well. Ryujehong, of all people, opening on the Zarya to microwave down the Diva, allow Whoru to have that flexibility to dive into the backlines. One of the reasons we see less Genji Atlas is because there's none of those shields available from the Zarya, because Ana is largely out of the meta as well, so Dragon Blade makes you so much more susceptible to just being taken down as a frail 200 HP frontliner. Well, guess what? Zarya changed things. Rogue wasn't ready for them, and we'll see how many more curveballs Lunatic-Hai have, because we're still waiting for the first curveball from Rogue.
Yeah, and actually, like, when you see defense on Hollywood, that is when there's opportunities for curveballs. And I mean, we're not going to talk about it just yet because, of course, teams troll us every single time on defense.
I mean, all these heroes could come out.
Yep, well, that's exactly right. But we're not going to talk about it because, I mean, I see the Tourbillon and my heart's immediately
So let's talk about what we have seen. When we had Gido in the lineup, it was triple support.
Yeah, and
we
really
certainly
good.
see Whoru doing some sick flexing here because he's Genji. You know, he's a Genji Diva player, and for now, at least, he's on the Ana. Tobi's first time off the Lucio. In previous seasons, he has played the Tourbillon, but it would be his first Tourbillon of this season. And this is the flexibility that Lunatic-Hai are newly showing. This wasn't a core tendency of their play in the past. Let's see what they finally decide on, though, as we're coming through. All right, Tobi back on the Lucio, so no seconds onto the Tourbillon. But who are you?
Yeah, it is looking like it might just be that triple support with who are you on the Ana.
So this is predicting triple DPS, and the theory here is that if you can out-heal a discorded Tracer Genji dive onto one of your members, then you can hold the point with support ultimates. So they're going for the same strategy, even though Gido isn't in the lineup.
See what Whoru can do on this Ana as well. Some orbs are going to fly out. You can see Rogue, they identify exactly what's happening, and they're going to completely adjust. Yeah.
Great to see from Rogue. This is what you need to do. If you don't get that initial pick, you will get out-sustained. And now they're going for some more long-range hit scan as they're going to bring in McCree on soon. So this is his first time off the Tracers. EscA actually is picked off by uNKOE.
So already a good start here for Rogue, who are trying their very best to get off to a good one because Lunatic-Hai capped that first point so incredibly quickly. NiCO is able to pick up that kill onto Miro as well, so very good signs thus far. And look, this is what you get when you can adapt to what your opponent is doing. A question mark that we certainly had for Rogue. It's exactly what we wanted.
So far, the kill feed has been all Rogue side. Lunatic-Hai exposed by the adjustments. Great stuff to see as this is going to be the final picks coming through from Rogue. This should be a pretty clean capture.
Yep, all too easy. Sleeping on the point there as well, as that's going to be it. Lunatic-Hai wiped out, and that first point going to be capped.
And now Rogue fans can smile, because we've been waiting for a swap like this since the start of the tournament, since it became clear that just sticking with what was working, the triple DPS, would not be enough to find success in Apex. Very nice to see Rogue back away, understand that dive was not going to work against triple support, and they came in with something new. So big respect to Rogue. Great to see this play from them. Again, you get lost in the disappointment of them not being the great hope of the West, but these are still a great team.
Well, here's the dive from Lunatic-Hai. EscA already right round the back, just harassing this backline. Gets that recall as well to keep himself safe. Lunatic-Hai throw out at least the Transcendence to try and get some control, and soon he's going to be picked off by Who Are You
Reflected
with the
on the Deadeye, very nice.
And that's going to be the triple to answer. What was that, NiCO?
Well, sometimes off screen, it turns out that you can get triple kills.
Yeah,
with
I really want to see a replay of where that ultimate was placed, because that must have been expertly done.
There's so much terrain and that you can actually bop a self-destruct over, and NiCO just seemed to find them all wanting. We'll see if Lunatic-Hai can get positioning, because for now the cart is moving freely for Rogue.
Yep, Pulse Bomb gets a lot of damage onto NiCO, who's going to get healed up, so it's going to be absolutely fine. Keeps his mech. AKM's going to take down Ryujehong. Yeah. Possibly a staggered pickoff here as we've got the sound barrier coming out. Lunatic-Hai desperately trying to stop this payload from moving. Who Are You as well? Very close to that Dragon Blade, and Lunatic-Hai don't actually need it. They get the picks that they want. AKM and winz both falling, and soon very close to falling down himself.
So what you should track there is they invested sound barrier to have a hope to turnify. They didn't have ults to capitalize of it. They didn't want a 5v6 to just reign supreme and allow Rogue to free push. They only used a single support ult. They farmed up Dragon Blade, and they stopped the cart from pushing. So good stuff there in terms of efficiency for Lunatic-Hai, but Rogue are coming up on plenty of ults themselves.
Yeah. ryujehong also doesn't feel like he necessarily needs to hold it. He doesn't have the Dragon Blade to answer for, anything like that. It's not like as soon as he hears that he needs to press his Q button.
He'll have his soon. It was only Tobi with the sound barrier. The first time is, okay, already a pick, this time from AKM.
Helix Rocket's going to take down Whoru. Both barriers coming in here as well as Zunba very far back. Just trying to stay on this payload, stop it from moving forward, but he is getting pressured. Should get D-Mech, but good heals come out. Transcendence there now as well as ryujehong gets it at exactly the right time. The answer comes down from uNKOE, who's able to keep his team alive as well, and EscA's going to fall soon. Wins the Tracer battle, and Primal Rage flies out from both of the monkeys. Who's going to be able to take it, though? It's the Monkey of the West versus the Monkey of the East. And they're both just bouncing around this fight, but not able to find too much more. No one's really stabilizing on this payload here just before the first point.
Seeing AKM come back to the fight, use the ult right at the end. Basically, Rogue investing everything. They cannot allow the cart to be stalled any longer. 6v5 for a moment as Miro still hasn't come back to the fight.
NiCO did manage to take down Miro with that self-destruct, though, so that is very good news.
Whoru, without even investing the Dragon Blade, continues to get picks, and now the timer is working against Rogue. Single ult efficiency for Lunatic-Hai has halted the cart from pushing multiple times, whereas it felt like Rogue needed multiple ults to ever get a stall of their own. And now suddenly, a minute 50 remaining. You got 2 good pushes at the most for Rogue. And they got nothing. No ult efficiency, no time for an eco push. It's going to have to be some clutch AKM headshots you have to feel.
Oh, yeah. Well, ryujehong's going to be able to take down soon, so AKM, the only DPS remaining here as KnOxXx is able to take down Miro. This is a good sign for Rogue.
Going 1-for-1 when you have nothing in the bank is pretty good.
Yep. Good news. Thank you, well, I was pretty confident with that one.
That's well, you see Rogue being very respectful. They're hanging back, they're trying to get ults. The reason why Lunatic-Hai is denying silence, they don't want them to get any charge.
Well, Transcendence is going to come in. There's a Dragon Blade as well from Whoru. Hasn't been able to pick up anyone just yet. Good recall. Gets soon completely out of there, and that Dragon Blade was basically wasted.
Yeah,
on the side of Lunatic-Hai.
Completely wasted ult, and let's see if Rogue can turn it. They feel like this is the time.
Well, there's the attack visor out from AKM. Has a sound barrier there to keep himself alive. Whoru's going to be taken down as well as Tobi. They're capitalizing on this one nicely. Good Helix Rockets gets a lot of damage in there, and uNKOE follows up beautifully. The triple kill for AKM in the end, and that's 5 for basically nothing on the side of Rogue, and they make it to the second point.
Yeah, really clean stuff from Rogue, holding on to attack visor. They knew that defense matrix, actually there was just none left. All the juice had been wasted on the side of Lunatic-Hai, and that meant full value from the attack visor. Now they're doing what Lunatic-Hai was doing to them the previous time. They pushed way up. Finally, they send someone back to push up the payload. They got a bit too excited there.
They were fantastic stagger kills, though. Rogue are going to get a lot of meterage out of this next push.
But there's breathing points now. You see Soon has pulled back. AKM has pulled back. There still will be a formation, and remember, the cart was actually already around this corner before Rogue even got out of the base to compete.
Yeah. And it's only a minute 30 remaining as well. And look at that time bank on the side of Lunatic-Hai, who still had 2 minutes and 15 left. Lunatic-Hai throw down the sound barrier to try and answer this aggression out of Rogue. And they can do this. They can invest as much as they want. Lunatic-Hai still being able to pick up kills here at the same time as Miro jumps back towards some safety. Here's the Winston battle as they're both just zapping one another. But it's Zunba that capitalizes. Soon cannot get those flanks that he's looking for.
And it's the defender's advantage. When you're defending, popping an ult, and buying time, even if you go down, can largely be worth it when you have a time bank to defend. Whereas Rogue are thinking, we can't trade ult for ult. We need to use our ults in unison, in combination, to actually finish the map. So far, the delay tactics have worked, although EscA dies.
Yeah, uNKOE is able to pick up that kill soon. Throws down the pulse bomb, but doesn't get any kills for it. Rogue have invested at least the Transcendence into this fight to get this payload pushing forward. Self-destruct doesn't find any kills, but at least get some zoning done.
3 already down on the side of Rogue, though.
Yeah, that is going to be the answer, as AKM's just going to get buzz-zapped by that Tesla gun.
Now it's going to be an overtime push, if anything, for Rogue. And you look at Lunatic-Hai, sound barrier might alone be something to answer, but they have double DPS ults on top of it as well. Rogue have been looking for their moment, but their moment this whole tournament and also on this Hollywood final push has not come. And It's going to take some magic that we haven't seen from Rogue to close this map.
Well, EscA looking for the stick, doesn't get it with the pulse bomb off to the side, and Whoru is going to grab that first kill onto AKM. This is looking like it could be sealing the fate of Rogue.
Triple.
The triple kill comes in for Whoru, and Zumba's going to take down NiCO as well. Rogue only have 2 members remaining, and one of them is desperately trying to run towards the point but won't make it, and this feels like the end of Rogue, Papa Smithy.
It's like the end of Rogue, but right now, it is not the end of Rogue.
Not completely.
Your baguettes are certainly not raised. They're at half-mast because basically the way it goes from here is that desperately Rogue needs to win at least 2 maps. If they do not win a single map, if they go down 3-0, they are out. If they go down 3-1, they are out. If they go down 3-2, the mathematical hope basically is mighty AOD 3-0 or bust. So, again, right now, Control is not in their own hands, but they are not eliminated from the tournament just yet.